work proper?
Yeah, you could honestly. I'll put in Mario Kart and just give it a play. At least that way you'll see if it fully works.
Got a chance.
I don't sell. I don't know if anybody's at. I don't sell.
He's buying.
Dead customer.
I have customer. Yeah, same thing for that.
Hi, Matt. You know what? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Never good to eat.
How long?
Shining in the holy art.
This autumn. There we go.
Perfect.
You can open it up too. Check it out.
I was selling on you guys for 20.
Well, you gotta have the super scope.
Prices on the sponge. I apologize. Yep. You are the bad guy. You lay traps down for the heroes and then make them walk into the traps and set them off.
You weren't good back. Help you out, like if you need any. Do you have permission to film?
No. But I imagine Ryan did. Don't worry, I don't have you on camera.
Look at this, Corey. You ever seen this? Look at it. It's an old man on a rocking chair with a banjo, but it's a saxophone in space.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Nice day, buddy. Yeah. You never know. I would really consider Bumble because that's like some of my favorite gaming experiences. I was playing Katamari in the summertime, and now I have that PS.
Hey, what's going on? RetroPixel here with my pickups and grabs from the Oshawa Durham Swap.
This is a recent event that happened, and as always, I was able to chill out for a little bit with Ryan Geno and Jason Relaxation. I actually invaded their table for a little bit and, got to chat and that kind of thing. So that was always a nice surprise. Well, not a surprise. I knew that they'd be there pretty much. But it's always a nice thing to happen. You meet up with friends and things at these sort of shows. And we actually did a small burger eating challenge, which was horrible to say to the least, mostly because we threw the camera on the table, we tried going for it. Jason totally destroyed us. It was like a friggin' hole, just, hoovering it in. But there's people trying to talk to Ryan at the table, the interruptions just in general. But regardless, I think Jason still would have killed us anyways in terms of this challenge. But there will be a follow-up. We already went over that. For the next show that we do, I'll bring some McDoubles again, and we'll see if we can try and set it up a little bit better so that there's absolutely no way that anyone can question who was the winner on that. Anyways, as for my grabs, start off with the cheapest, an Xbox One Media Remote. And this thing here was a surprise. I just saw it sort of sitting on the table, a little bit of clutter around it, picked it up, and I honestly don't even remember really seeing what one of these were. But I saw the Xbox logo on the back and obviously the button on the front. And I said to the lady, expecting, some ridiculous price, like, $10-15, which I guess even then still wouldn't have been that bad, but it wouldn't have been cheap. And I was like, what are you asking on this remote? She's like, give me $2. I was like, done. I gave her $2, and even if this thing doesn't work, the $2 grab, this was worth the gamble. Bring it home, threw in some batteries, works completely fine. It's actually really cool. It won't show on camera here probably, but even just the slightest of tilt on this actually illuminates all the buttons on the front. So in a dark room, you can easily navigate through buttons on this. You're not looking for a special button to do a backlight or turning on your phone and shining the screen on it to see. For $2, this is a really decent grab. I'm really happy with it. But the batteries cost more than the actual remote themselves because this thing came without any. Alrighty, I also got, for the Game Gear, Aladdin and Garfield Caught in the Act. They had 5 and 4 on them. I offered $2.50 a piece. He came back saying, how about 6 for both? So $3 each. That's pretty fair. I got them with cases and everything. And I got pretty much, I think I mentioned before, around 50 loose Game Gear titles. So this just adds to that pile. So that's great. This one here, I've been looking for a long friggin' time. And it's not a hard game to find. I just wasn't willing to buy it and then pay shipping on top. I wanted to get this for a reasonable price, and I think I did pretty good with this one. This is the Buster Brothers Collection. The lady had 18 on it. I offered her 15. She accepted it. Totally complete. The disc is in not mint shape. It's got a couple little scratches on it, but nothing detrimental to its function. I was really happy to grab that. This has been, like I said, a long time hunt for this one. It's been on my list for at least 5 years in the back of my head, and I never see it local. And anytime I see it online, it's like, well, I can buy the game for 20, and by the time I buy the game for the 20, pay the U.S. exchange, pay for the shipping, it's just not worth it. And even other times I've seen it for even as low as $10 online, but still, by the time you pay shipping, it's still going to be a $20 plus game at that point, especially with the U.S. conversion for me. Alrighty, this was actually from Ryan Geno's table, and that is Flicky. I honestly couldn't remember if I own this. I really don't think that I do. And this is an absolute classic, total Genesis must-have. This is just one of the flagship titles that I think should be on your shelf if you're a Genesis fan. It's a great arcade-style title. He had, 20? He had 20 on it. I threw him an offer of 15. He accepted it. He's always good to bro me prices on things, and I'll obviously always reciprocate the same to him. If there's crap on my table and he's asking for it and he wants to wing me down on a couple of bucks on it, I'm always willing to do that for him too. I think we've got a pretty good understanding of that with each other. Within reason, obviously. I'm sure he would, be a little insulted if I offered him $2 or $3 on this, but I give him a reasonable offer, and he took it, and anything in the future that he offers me on my stuff that's reasonable, I would gladly accept that from him too. And lastly, Chuck Rock 2, Son of Chuck on the Sega CD. This one here, he had $30 on it. And with the US conversion, the average for this, I think that's probably what this is worth. The case is in kind of scuffy, cruddy condition. Probably doesn't show too well on camera, but in person, if you're visually looking at this, the case is in relatively rough shape, although surprisingly it's not totally destroyed. It actually has its end pieces so that the cover stays on. But it's got its cracks and stuff in the back, that kind of thing. And the disc itself is in really rough shape. It doesn't look like it's unplayable rough shape, but it is certainly something that a vendor, I think, probably could have taken the 2-3 minutes to go through his shelf of stuff and maybe clean the discs a little bit so they look a little bit more presentable when they hit the table. But nonetheless, I offered I didn't even offer. I actually just straight up asked, like, what's the best you can do on this? He comes back, he's like, you know what, give me $20 on it. I was like, all right, you know what? Complete in box Sega CD title. It's in okay-ish condition. It's definitely better than getting it loose. So I did that for the $20. It does play. I had to clean the absolute crap out of the disc. The first time I threw it in, after cleaning, it didn't really work too well, so then I had to really, really scrub this thing down. And it does play now, so, a little bit of labor of love into getting this to operate, but this is a pretty decent find for $20 for a Sega CD title like this. I think it did all right. Anyways, that is my slow, small collection of grabs for that show itself. Like I said, all these items together, I think it came up to like $58. I think it did okay with that, though. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Catch you next time.